everyone. I just finished sewing an underpaper book. Put it all together, and I wanted to do a flip through of the pages. This is an underpaper book, so I used some of my underpapers. I like to put a piece of paper or many pieces of paper down on my work surface while I'm doing a project to catch any paint that goes over the edge of my project, to clean off stamps and stencils, to clean off paint brushes, to drip unused paint, so nothing goes to waste. Now, I do a whole lot of work on these when I'm cleaning off stamps and stencils. I find a space that doesn't have anything and use those spaces until my sheet of paper or sheets of paper are pretty full of different kinds of colors and stuff. And then I flip them over to the other side and do the same thing so that both sides are covered in different kinds of paints, different colors, different techniques, different things. And it's not planned. It's all completely random. So they turn out really cool. And the way that these pages go together, it works because there are so many different colors. There's no color scheme. And I'll describe that later. For these pages, I did put some pieces of collage randomly. I spent a couple hours and just was gluing. I was doing some glue therapy. And then I sprinkled, sprayed, dripped some watercolors and stuff over those so that they would not look, not on all of them, but so they wouldn't look like I just added these pieces of paper. And so that's how it started. Okay, and then they were so large, I decided to chop them up into 4 pages for each one. And I actually had these 2 left over, and the book is pretty fat. It's pretty fat. It doesn't want to stay closed. So so there was plenty of papers, and now I have a couple more to keep doing that and make another book. So here is the flip through. I used a novel cover, a white one, and I did use sandpaper to take off the title of the book. I usually do some splattering or some painting or stamping or something to the cover. I probably will do that. I just haven't done it yet. And the inside as well. So here are the pages, and they are completely random. I was cleaning off one of my leaf stamps here, and you can see where I had something that I was painting. You can see the edges. I did rip the pages, and so some of the collage that I put on wasn't glued on really well, and so there's spots that are coming up, and I can fix those, or I can leave them as they are. They're kind of cool just the way they are. Here's some pencil or pen marks that I don't remember what I was trying to do, clean off a pen or pencil. So a lot of homemade stamps are on here. Just random stuff. Here's a flip-flop stamp. I was looking at the Stabilo all pencil in blue. I wanted to see how dark it was, so I just used a piece of my underpaper just to do a little bit of scribbling, add some water, and see what it would turn out like. Here I did some spraying, some splatters from a bottle I was trying to empty out. I think I was trying to figure out a color for this, and it was fun to do the circles, so I just kept going. I had to stop myself, of course, but most of it is just random splatters and smudges cleaning off things. And the pages work really well together because there's so many different colors. It doesn't look like, in most cases, this double page spread was done at 2 different times. And what's really cool about this is it's fun just the way it is, but it could also be a starting off point for an art journal or whatever. I could use these pages and write journal entries on them, or I can add some collage or experiment with some new techniques on top of what's already here. I can add to the pages, or I can leave the book just as it is. So I don't have to worry about the blank page syndrome. There's already something to build on every single page. I do like it the way it is. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it, if I'm going to continue on with it, or if I'm going to add later. Sometimes something like this, I'm really happy with just the way it is now, and I will live with it for a while. And if it calls to me the next time I look at it and it wants me to add more stuff to it, to use it for something else, I may add more stuff to it. But I really just like it just the way it is. It's so random and unexpected. And I wouldn't be able to do this if I were trying to do it. What's really cool about it for me is that it's random. It wasn't a planned thing. It's the way it happened. I couldn't reproduce this if I tried. So every time I do something like this, it's going to be completely different every single time. And I really like those kinds of projects that are unique and different and fun and unexpected. I like those surprises. Bunches of drips here. Here's my roller stamp. And the reason the pages they all fit together so well is I've left quite a bit of white space. I don't use an underpaper too much. I do switch them out often. And that way there's enough white on the pages to make them look like they belong together. Here's a spirograph. I was trying to figure out a pen that would work in the holes, I think, and then it got wet. So it's now a smudge, but you can tell what it used to be. I just love that. The bottom of my jar got wet and left that ring. I like the little bits of collage in here too. When I ripped the pages, like I said, I didn't glue exactly really well. So some of the bits came off from other pages as I was ripping. And I think I will just fold it over and glue it down on this side instead of ripping it off. I think that'll be fun. It's one of those serendipities. It wasn't meant to be, or it was meant to be the way it is. Here's a piece of collage that's just a little sliver. It wants to come off the page. And here's another one where that came off the page. I was tearing it off And instead of ripping it and gluing it onto the other page, I thought, well, I'll just fold it over. And I do like the way that looks. So I'll probably just glue that down just that way. I love this. I love how random it is. Each page is different because I use a lot of different tools and colors and all kinds of stuff. So that is the latest underpaper. I have done this with other underpapers, but this is the first time I did it with these large pieces and put all those large pieces together. So I hope this inspires you to use your underpapers, to make some underpapers, to put pieces of paper or a single piece of paper. I have a roll of newsprint that works well for putting on my desk. But anyway, it turned out so much fun. Not sure if I'm going to continue on doing more stuff to it or just leave it as it is because I really like it. Thanks for watching.